visit alliance.mt.
Jidħlu fit-tank illum Mina, Sam u Angela.
Hello, Sharks. This is Angela.
Hi, Sharks. This is Sam.
Hey, Sharks, it's Mina. We are here to ask for 20% equity of Business.com for 200K.
We are the founders of Business.com, which is an online marketplace, business-to-business platform dedicated for all manufacturers and wholesalers across Europe.
Actually, the platform will be serving not only in the European Union, but in Europe. So basically, there is no direct competitor to our platform. The only competitors are either existing abroad, like in China or the US. Some competitors here, like in Europe, they are just directories. They just give the contact of the suppliers or the wholesalers. And the idea of Business.com is that we are differentiating all the platforms that are existing in the European market.
So basically, the platform is working. It will be divided into 3 sections. So the first section is for sellers. It's a portal showing all the products of the sellers. And the sellers will be either manufacturers or wholesalers. And as well, it will be the other sections is for buyers, and the other sections is for shippers. All the sellers, it will be verified sellers. We are going to have meetings online with the sellers. We'll have all their company's verifications documents. And the platform, it works by subscription fees. So that basically, this is the dashboard of the sellers. That's the dashboard of the buyers, and there is a dashboard for the admins. So it will have a protection for the payments. It will have trade assurance, and trade assurance is an important thing that it will make sure that all the trade deal, it's working as it should be. Without any scammers. We have already reached to different suppliers, and they were so interested about these platforms. As we previously we have worked in trading in 2020, and we found this big gap. All the products had to be coming from China. But why? Because China is a great country with the platforms. They have different platforms. The subscription fees is €199 yearly. And that's a small subscription fees because to make all companies, small and big, that they can join. And we are having here in Europe over 7.2 million factories and wholesalers located in Europe.
And actually, no one knows about these factories or wholesalers outside their country. And like in Europe, there are different kinds of factories and so on. For example, serving furniture, serving textile, or parts, for example, for automotive and so on. But as my colleague said, everyone was sending to China because of their platforms, because it makes life easier. So Business.com will be focusing on this also for the shipping cost, because the shipping cost, for example, from China, it increased like very much. For example, from a container, let's say from €2,500 to 15,000.
So we started the project from December last year, 2021. And we have cost of the platform and the mobile application will be around 24K. We're expecting from the second quarter it will be 40K. Fourth quarter, we'll have more marketing than the second quarter. And fifth quarter, we'll have additional development on the website because we need to add more, like, for example, shipping. Shipping, we will add it in a later stage, not in the first stage. And this is the profit. So in the first 3 quarters, we'll not have profit because we are going to give free registration, free 3 months registration for the first 3 months. So we are looking forward that if you're...
So first of all,
sure.
Is this a Malta-based company?
Yes, it's a Maltese.
So you guys live here?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. What brought you here in the first place?
Okay, so basically, she's Maltese, fully Maltese.
Okay.
Okay, I am Maltese as well, Egyptian Maltese.
Okay.
And he's working
And
with me.
I'm working in the company. I came here like to finish my studies and started working in the company.
I'm an engineer by background. I was working in Malta here before, and then I started my business in 2020. It's it's a trading business, import and export. And while we were working on 2020, we'll discover this gap, that there is no suppliers in Europe. I cannot find easily suppliers in Europe. I have to travel to find suppliers.
So I guess one of the key challenges you face is populating your site with suppliers, right? Because you have a subscription-based model, so after 3 months you're going to start charging your suppliers, right? To be indexed on your site. I think that's a tad optimistic, because it will take more than 3 months for your site to gain traction, and I wonder how many suppliers will actually be ready to pay 200 euros. I know it's not a lot of money, but 200 euros just to get listed on a site that might take a while to get, this depends very much on a network effect, suppliers, customers, So I'm not sure whether you can start charging so early.
Okay, so basically we charged here from the after the third quarter, okay? So we are giving basically 9 months.
9 months. I understand. I thought you said after the third month.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, I didn't explain this. So we have 000 for the first 3 quarters.
So in those
we have 6 months. The first 3 months to find suppliers, getting on board, and they will take. So in the first 3 months, it will not be counted.
Yeah.
It will be just we are paying expenses for marketing.
But there are no other costs, because you've got profit 0, so there's no losses either.
That's what I was going to ask next.
So you're assuming that no revenue transmits to no losses, no revenues.
Aren't you going to be taking wages, for example, for the first time?
Yes, of course.
Because you're saying
and marketing costs and everything.
Zero profit. So in the first year,
The minus.
in the first year, right?
Exactly.
How much net income are you planning? Are we projecting to have made?
Around 40k.
40k.
40k. The revenue, it will be around 40k for the first year. Because I will have 9 months.
The revenue will be 40k.
Exactly.
So from those 40k, obviously you guys need to get paid, right? You have some expenses, I would imagine.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. So how much will be left? You'll be making a loss.
For the first year, of course, we're
Yes,
going to
it
make a
will be-
loss.
it
Of
will be
course.
a loss.
Understandable. I would. If you
can
had told me
use-
otherwise, I
It's
would not believe you.
Yes.
So first year 1, you're going to make a loss of
Yes, exactly.
how
First,
much?
So we're going to make a loss of 120,000.
120,000.
120,000.
Year 2, how much?
Year 2, we're going to make a profit of 500k.
500k. And year 3?
And year 3, we counted on the first 2 years. So, but year 3, it will be around 1.5 million.
1.5 million.
Yes.
So the 200k you're asking for is for how much of the business?
20%.
20%.
It's a million valuation.
So you're asking for 1
But
million.
they're
for
including
this
their
business.
projected sales.
Yes, of course. That's the only way.
And just a question for you.
Yes.
What experience do you have in producing things like this?
Yes, basically, I am an engineer by background, and I dealt with a lot of manufacturers through my experiences all over Europe and in North Africa and in America and in China. I traveled to many countries. I was dealing with the factories, on daily basis. And then after that, I started trading products, from 2020, from February 2020. And we have been experienced 2 years basically, and we made good profit for the last 2 years.
How are you going to attract the companies to go on your portal?
How can I attract companies?
Yeah, the companies, the wholesalers. How
Yes,
are you going to?
basically, there is. Firstly, there are many channels. First channel is emailing. Second channel is trade fairs, because there are a lot of trade fairs of different products categories. Thirdly, it will be by social media, of course. We'll have a lot of social media campaigns. Fourthly, we're going to send them posting and emails, and mail posting.
Even phone calls or video
even phone
calls.
even traveling directly to the suppliers themselves. And
I think that you need a lot of marketing costs.
yes,
And I think that your financial costs in there are vastly underestimating the costs of running this business. Vastly. You're not putting in your infrastructure costs, staffing costs at the levels you need, marketing costs. I think that to get this business off the ground, you'd be surprised at how much you need to spend. So I think that your burn will be much higher than what you've stated here.
You've already started, right?
Yes, we have started developing stages.
When did you start?
December 2021.
What are you so you haven't launched the
Not
product
launched
yet?
yet. It will be launched on May.
Have you started speaking to companies yet?
Yes, sure.
Yes.
We'll start speaking
And
to
what
companies.
was the response so far?
They were, they were so looking forward to it.
And what are you going to be doing with the 200,000?
The 200,000 will be not on one time, of course. That will be divided on the 2 years, on the stages. The return of it, we are sure about it. We are sure because there isn't something like this in Europe.
And we made like a very, very pessimistic forecasting about the profit. Maybe we didn't mention it, like only the sellers will pay the 199. The buyer will go for free. So just if we like market it in a good way and we have a lot of people like attending as buyers, so sellers will be tempted to make this 200 euro per year.
What are your other income streams? Just the subscription fee?
So in the beginning, it will be only subscription fees. Why? Because we want to, in the next 5 years, we want to have much more, as much as we can.
How many suppliers are you targeting to supply?
So
there are 7.2 million factories.
7.2 million factories and
That's
wholesalers are
1.4
located
billion
in
a
Europe.
year.
But you're staggering that in second year, you're talking
If they
about
all
2,500
register.
suppliers, more or less, right?
Yes, exactly.
This third year, then it's around 7,500 suppliers. So it's
Exactly.
a very, very small fraction of that.
Exactly, it's a very, very small
Exactly.
fraction.
And
But that's worrying because
No, but I think
if you only have a
we display the-
small market share with the 7,200 you mentioned,
7.2 million.
7.2 million,
factories.
then that will hinder your ability to attract business to your
Interest
site.
on your site.
I'm just wondering, you know, Alibaba's been around for what, 20 years now?
but Alibaba
Roughly.
is from 1995. yes.
I'm pretty sure that there were people who tried to replicate that in Europe.
No, I didn't.
No, I'm pretty sure that people tried.
have been- so as
the
I
fact
told-
that we don't know who they are
Yes,
is maybe
exactly.
because
We've made like
they failed.
this.
I'm not saying you're going to fail, but
Yes.
And what do you pay to join Alibaba? What is the fee to join Alibaba?
From $3,000 to $7,000 dollars.
The list is
It
$3,000.
depends on the.
but it took a while. They didn't start charging on day one,
Exactly
right?
because that
To
I
become a
didn't say to
supplier?
this amount.
So I always say one thing, that ideas are great, but execution is everything. And
Exactly.
your idea is a good idea. I don't doubt it for 1 second. There's nothing about it I could turn around and say doesn't make sense. But are you able to execute this? Do you have the know-how? Do you have the skill set? Do you have the marketing ability? Are you able to bring in all of these companies? That's what concerns me. At the moment, I can see you have a good idea, but I really question your abilities to actually make this work. So I need you to convince me of it, because at the moment I'm not convinced at all.
So I would like to convince you on the operations itself. Okay, we started previously the trading business that we had. We started from 2,000 euro. Okay. And on end of 2020, we started in beginning of 2020. End of 2020, we did around 200K, and we have over 60 big companies located in Malta who were supplying, for example, PPE materials, and we were supplying electronics.
You made 200,000 sales?
Sorry, we made 220K in sales. And in 2021, same happened, and we made around 255,000 euro in 2021. And we are increasing our products, we're increasing our stocks, okay? Basically, what I was mentioning, why I mentioned this other business, it's basically we didn't have anything, and we started the marketing. Now we are well known in Malta in a way. So we started the operation.
We developed trust over time and in
Over
a short
time.
period of time, actually.
And for the new
during
project,
COVID.
and for this project for business.com, basically we have everything is planned. We have the business plan is planned over for the operations, from the marketing. Our target to get 2,000 suppliers. If we don't have them, that's a big problem. But how to reach them? We can reach them to different ways, and we have to every day judge ourselves. You know, in the first day, how many suppliers we get over. In second day, after 1 week, after 1 month.
I may be interested to invest in your business. I would only co-invest if there's another shark here who was going to take a lead. because I don't feel that I personally can take your business forward. But I like what you're doing, but I'm concerned about your abilities to execute.
Thank you very much.
I think the business idea makes logical sense. What I think is that will take you longer than you anticipate, because here to be able to charge, because there are ways, as you know, I don't need to teach you. There are ways of indexing all the factories, right, and putting them on your site without having to send them emails or. The problem is getting them from just having a listing to paying.
Actually, that's
and
not
they have
only
to
the
show
point.
their product on your website, right?
Exactly.
That's the
And
idea.
we need them to be verified.
That's why I asked.
But if you had to, so this is about the richness of information that's going to be displayed by the manufacturers. If you can get them as a client on day one, obviously there's going to be a lot of information. But my thought is that it will take you. I mean, this is a project that you'll get there eventually, but it will take you much longer than you're anticipating to actually get your directory in order to a degree that it will start attracting, gaining traction from customers. And I'm afraid that the 200,000 will be burned in a shorter time than you need to get where you want to get. So for that reason, I will not be investing.
Thank you very much.
I would like to clarify something before I make my assumptions. So you mentioned earlier that the suppliers will have an assurance. So you will do the back checks on each and every supplier. So if I'm buying from this portal, I am sure that this company is there. So basically you are doing a due diligence there, or what you are doing?
Exactly. Due diligence there.
And how much money are you spending on the due diligence?
So basically, in the beginning, we are going to do the due diligence. So ourselves, it will be manually, because it will be after that.
You don't think it's a bit risky there if you are doing it yourself?
You're assuming a lot of liabilities.
Because of liabilities. Because if I'm trusting your portal and I'm buying through knowing that it is an assured company, I would, come back to you and say, what due diligence did you do?
Yes.
So that's my first question. Just food for thought. I don't need an answer. On the other hand, I think if you really want to go out there and fast, the opportunity is huge, and really there's a very good opportunity there. But I think you have to have an explosive start. Like, you need to put so much money out there and make such a massive marketing campaign, so you get the market very, very quickly and you reach a level of traction very fast. For that reason, the numbers are not really telling with me, to be honest with you. I think the amount of investment should be much, much higher. And for that reason, I would have to say I'm out. But I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
I think that the idea is brilliant. I mean, there's an opportunity at the moment, given that shipping costs from China have skyrocketed. I'm not sure if suppliers in Europe can be as competitive with their prices as the ones in China. I'm going to be very honest, because the raw material there is like a fraction of the price, and we know
But there is But there is still the raw materials. There is still a lot of raw materials are existing in Europe, and still
100%. I'm not doubting that.
Yes.
Market, these factories.
There is a market. Since I haven't seen how many factories and suppliers you have on board, it's still premature. I cannot invest 200,000 in business. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
You know your numbers and you know the business, but when it comes to values, I'm sorry, you haven't convinced me there. I'm gonna have to pull out, guys. I'm sorry.
Since nobody else is going in, that means I'm out. The only thing I would suggest is that, and I think the thing that's lacking the most, I think you have a great idea, but I think this is a marketing job. And I think that you need to get somebody working with you who's a really good communicator, because I think you have a great idea. And I think you should try and find somebody who can communicate your ideas well, who can sell well, because you are going to need to sell if you want to make this work. Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
This could have been your big hit.
No, I mean, it's a brilliant idea.
I would have gone in if one of you guys had gone in. That's what I was saying.
The assurance is a bit worrying.